A night for nostalgia in the heart of Henderson. The Henderson Silver Knights and the Vegas Golden Knights run the Valley now, but back in the early 90s, it was the pioneers of pro hockey in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Thunder, who played in the AHL from 1993 to 1999. Many a fan fell in love with the game with the Las Vegas Thunder over at the Thomas and Mack Center, and tonight, an homage to the Vegas Thunder from the Henderson Silver Knights. We're going to have some Thunder alumni on hand, celebrate some of the great moments of yesteryear and some of the future stars of the National Hockey League and the IHL who played right here in Las Vegas. Lots of fun tonight along with Darren Elliott. I'm Brian McCormick. Silver Knights also taking on the Tucson Roadrunners tonight. That's very important as we reach the midway point of the season. But before we get into that, really fun to have so many former greats of Vegas hockey here in the building tonight.
It is. It's become one of my favorite games to be part of because I wasn't part of that era of hockey in the desert.
And Clint Malarchuk is one of the newcomers amongst the alumni who have been here the last couple of installments. We look forward to visiting with him tonight as well. Now for the Silver Knights, game 36 of 72 tonight. We were at the midway point of the season. Silver Knights have been pretty banged up between injuries and call-ups. They're getting a couple of guys back, but there's a look at some of the big names missing and who's been trying to fill the gap.
And the guys who've gone up to the Golden Knights have done admirable work up there. What you expect. Ron Drake had a really good game last night as they defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs. Dylan Coughlin in. Daniel Lazinski as well, doing really well with the VGK. As it pertains to the lineup here, Stanek, you got Gustafsson in, and Stanek has been good in his 4 games so far.
And Carl Lindbaum injured. He's week to week. That came out during this week. Cameron Whitehead has come up. Now reinforcements coming back in. The Silver Knights got Lucas Cormier back tonight for the first time since December 16th. When he departed, he was in the midst of a career year.
He really is so dynamic skating-wise. He drives off it. He's an offensive driver, certainly from the back end. Coach Brian Craig hoping that will be the case. And Jason Megna, he's been up and down and all around. He played last weekend, but he had some travel miles in between. But nice to have the captain back in the fold.
Silver Knights get Christopher Setoff back from injury tonight as well. So the blue line getting stronger as they go up against the Tucson Roadrunners team. The blue line strength for them, including rookie Dmitry Simashev. We'll step out, but when we come back, well, the nostalgia fun begins. It's Las Vegas Thunder Knights, Silver Knights, Tucson Roadrunners. Hockey for Henderson's coming your way next. zone. And now away from the play, gloves are off, and Mitch McLean is squaring off with Montana Onyebuchi.
Onyebuchi's led AHL defenseman in penalty minutes a couple of times in his career. Only had 18, now has at least 23. But he hasn't played much.
Onyebuchi gets McLean down to the ice. This is Montana Onyebuchi's 14th game of the season. And after a sluggish start for the Roadrunners out of the gate, maybe Onyebuchi is trying to spark things up a little bit.
The reason is, power play goal that preceded it. Take a look off the face-off. Cormier walks the line, nobody challenges. Allows him to get to the middle with people at the paint. I think he went around the outside. Uchaz got it on the back end, shoveled it home.
It is Kai Uchaz's 5th of the season from Jakob Demek and Lucas Cormier at 1:56 of the first period on the power plays. There we see Steve Potvin, head coach of the Tucson Roadrunners. He's been behind the bench as either an assistant or head coach for Tucson since 2017.
Seen some changes, at least at the top, with the big club. Arizona Coyotes, Utah Hockey Club, now the Mammoth.
There are plenty of players in this Tucson lineup tonight that were drafted by the Arizona Coyotes. Only Owen Allard was drafted by the Utah Mammoth. Pagansky will chip this behind the Henderson net. Vikman stops it. Cormier rims it to the left wing side. Brabenitz left it there for Hallam. Hallam's under some pressure, but gets support from Jeremy Davies, who will flick it out to neutral ice. Connaughton will bank it back in. Davies has it once more. Now Cormier will leave it back in his own end. Jeremy Davies weaves his way to the center line, tried to backhand it deep. Simashev knocked it down. It goes back to the Henderson line, and Uchaz will regather again. 4 minutes gone, first period. Silver Knights an early 1-0 lead. They have the first 4 shots on goal in this game. Here's a turnover for Stanek. A shot, he scores! Off a turnover right between the circles, Sloan Stanek goes upstairs. And the Silver Knights have a 2-0 lead.
He had a one-timer on his first shift that just missed the net. Sloan Stanek might not go back to Tahoe. He's playing that well. His 3rd goal in 5 games. And Ryan Craig, the coach, talked about all his details. Work along the boards. Good stick position defensively. He was certainly in the right position there. Made it count.
Ben McCartney with 35 points this season, having a career year for Tucson, but a mistake there on the giveaway to Sloan Stanek, who participated in the ECHL All-Star game earlier this week. Gets right back to work with the Silver Knights.
He had 49 goals and 79 points in 70 games last year as a Rookie of the Year for the league. So he's doing pretty much everything, and he's over a point a game again this year.
Silver Knights looking for more. Here's Kometsa's shot over the top of the net. 4.5 minutes into the first period. Silver Knights have a 2-0 lead. The Roadrunners do not have a shot yet, as Kometsa goes back behind his own net.
They've been thunderstruck.
As if you're paying attention through the speakers on your TV, you'll notice the arena presentation a little different than what it usually is. That includes the music. Here's Gustafson chasing into the offensive zone. Left wing corner, working behind the net, closed off by Perunovic. Puck rimmed around to the near side. McGregor is on it there. Outlets for Ricketts. Jack Ricketts into the offensive zone. Knocked down on the far boards. Good step up by Setoff as the puck rims around the boards to the near side. Silver Knights will chip it clear. Fleming with a hit on Perunovic. Puck picked up by McGregor. Now Ricketts will backhand it behind the Henderson net. Hickey takes a bump. Matika on the forecheck. Hickey will get past him, but not past Perunovic down from the left point. He'll kick it deep again. Behind the net is Setoff. He's able to move it up and out to the neutral zone with help from Gustafson. Now Stanek, Fleming go for a change. Gustafson as well. As onto the ice is Tuomas Euronen, who turns it over at center. Lipkin on the attack the other way, left wing. Shot is blocked by Hickey. It goes up over the glass and out of play. Well, the Silver Knights are wearing these Las Vegas Thunder replica jerseys. You can bring a piece of Thunder Knight home with you and bid on your favorite player's Las Vegas Thunder Knight jersey to support the HSK Foundation. The auction will run up until 8 p.m. tonight. We'll keep reminding you throughout the night, but you scan the QR code on your screen and celebrate Vegas hockey history right now. Face-off win in the offensive zone for the Roadrunners as Russo's shot went wide. The left wing corner is Paganski. Tried to center, picked off by Euronin. He slides it down into the Tucson zone. Russo and Hallam chasing after it. Hallam got to it. Russo closes him off behind the net. Now Paganski pickpocketed from behind by Hallam, but Russo's there to recover. And Russo will bounce it down into Henderson territory. You mentioned, Darren, for the Roadrunners, odd scheduling element for them this season. As Cormier on the right wing breaks in, spinorama to the backhand, but Zuber stayed with him. Now Uchaz will rim it around behind the Tucson net where Zuber takes it back. Roadrunners have played 24 of their first 37 games at home.
The Road Warriors here in the second half, that's for sure.
Coming off a 6-game homestand in which they picked up points in 5 of those 6 games. Stanek rims it around the boards in the Tucson zone, and Simashev flicks it all the way down. This will be an icing against Tucson.
Yeah, so Tucson, you mentioned the record on that homestand, but their last 3 didn't win either.
Right.
2 in extra sessions, 1 an outright loss, their last one. But they picked up points. But in the second half, they have trips of 6 games, not a trip, but 6 straight road games, and 7 starting April Fool's Day and ending Tax Day on the 15th. And then Henderson closes out the season in Tucson.
Here's Kametsov, an offensive zone face-off win. His shot was blocked to the corner. No one minds having a lot of home games out of the gate, but you got to pay the piper at some point.
Right. I think it just sets up, as we just talked about, with them ending the season. These 2 teams, this is going to be heated the second half of this season.
Cataford on the attack, right wing, tried to center, went off the skate of Simashev and out to center. Silver Knights will regroup. Jakub Demek missed a pass in front of the Tucson bench, and now Perunovic and Simashev will regroup.
Well, they have 8 games starting tonight?
Correct.
In the second half against one another. So that won't be, we had the one fight already. It won't be the last one between these teams. Guaranteed.
Tucson owns the 7th spot, the final playoff spot in the Pacific. Silver Knights in 9th with Calgary in between. Puck in front of the penalty boxes. Fleming trying to advance it. He does so as it skips past Zuber. He'll go back to get it behind his own net with just under 8 minutes gone in the first. Silver Knights have a 2-0 lead on goals from Kai Uchaz and Sloan Stanek. The Roadrunners still do not have a shot on goal against Jesper Vikman. Puck dumped down into the Henderson zone. No icing. His set off goes back behind his own net, trying to get away from Allard. Taking to the boards. Penalty upcoming. And it's going to be against the Roadrunners. Looked like Allard got a free hand on set off. Big hit in front of the bench as Robbie Russo stepped up into Gustafsson. There's the whistle. Silver Knights going to head back to the power play. 8:15 gone. First period. Kai Uchaz on the power play got it started. Sloan Stanek added to it. Silver Knights a 2-0 lead.
Knights on top by 2, going their second power play. Owen Allard called for holding. Pretty obvious. Grab a piece of cloth on the jersey, no matter what color they are.
You get as loud as you can.
That's a penalty.
Silver Knights 1 for 1 on the man advantage. Sloan Stanek added to the lead with his 3rd of the season at 4:08 of the first. Silver Knights' first power play didn't last long enough for us to tell you who was on it, but we'll tell you now. Kai Uchaz, Jakob Demek, Jacob Brabenitz, Ben Hemmerling, and Lucas Cormier. Face off to the left of Villalta. 8:15 gone first period. Face off win for the Roadrunners. Zuber goes off the glass but not out of the zone. Glove down by Cormier. Right circle Brabenitz. Center point Cormier. Back to the right side. Brabenitz. Side of the net for Demek. He'll take it off the end boards. Challenged by Russo. Near half wall Brabenitz. Up top for Cormier. Cormier, top of the left circle. He'll continue with it. Now gives a cross for Brabenitz. Brabenitz tried to center, fanned on it, but it came back to him. 30 seconds gone, the power play. Right corner is Hemmerling. Working behind the net, gave in front Uchaz, bumps it to the outside. Here's Cormier. Right side, Brabenitz, still no shot. Fed down low, Demek. Demek was tied up. Puck put up the middle. Cormier, one-timer save made by Villalta. And he'll hang on for the whistle. Bad giveaway right up the middle of the ice by Paganski. And Villalta able to shut down Cormier.
As you mentioned, a lot of puck movement, a lot on perimeter, but a lot of puck retrievals. And that one led to a real good rip by Cormier. He wasn't happy with the shot because he hit netminder right in the logo. Sternum save for Villalta.
Lucas Cormier, who missed 11 games with his upper body injury, but he's had no problem getting involved early in this first period.
Team went 3-4-4 in his absence. And how it's gone overall the last couple months.
Here's Cormier off a face-off win, dragging. Wrist shot deflected wide by Demek in front. And then Connaughton go off his stick and up over the glass out of play. Another face-off coming in the Roadrunner zone.
We the same unit out there. Coach Ryan Craig liking what he's seen.
Minute 10 still to work with before Owen Allard can return from his holding minor. Silver Knights win the face-off again. Here's Cormier, top of the right circle for Brabenitz. He and Cormier will switch sides. Now Cormier, one-timer from the right side, missed wide. Left point, Brabenitz held in. Right side, Cormier. Trying to get away from Walker. Able to tightrope walk, but then Walker knocked it away and he bats it down to the Henderson line. Silver Knights will still keep that power play unit out as Hemmerling into the zone for Demek. Dropped it off. Here's Uchaz working in behind the net. Wraparound save Villalta. Puck cleared to the half wall. Now a whistle as Villalta knocked the net off the moorings.
Uchaz had Brabenitz wide a couple of times. His head would have been picked up. Right there, he's driving. He had an open teammate for a moment. Tried on the wraparound instead. Puck stays out.
Second unit for the Silver Knights with McLean, Cataford, Sapovaliv, Stanek, and Davies. By the way, Mitch McLean and Montana and Ubuchi have returned from their fighting majors. Point shot by Davies deflected over the top of the net. Silver Knights stay with it. Top of the left circle, Stanek gets away from McCartney, fed down low, pass was blocked. Sapovaliv finds it, his shot blocked. Cataford's blocked down low. McLean is stopped by the pad of Villalta. Davies watched by McCartney, now into the bumper. Cataford sends it back outside. Top of the right circle, Sapovaliv. Davies touches it left side. Stanek, wrist shot blocked by Zuber. 2 seconds in one. Allard is out of the box. We are back to 5-on-5. Henderson power play is 1 for 2. And the Roadrunners able to clear as it's picked up by Kometz at his own blue line. Nine and a half remaining first period. Silver Knights are out shooting the Roadrunners 10-0 and have a 2-0 lead on goals from Kai Uchaz and Sloan Stanek. Puck dumped behind the Tucson net. Villalta gave it away. A pass in front for Gustafsson went off his skate and all the way down as Joe Fleming on the setup. Gustafsson couldn't get a stick on it. Jacob Megna behind his own net. Rims it in front of the benches. Picked off by Paganski at center. Then Gustafsson took it away from him. Ricketts tangled up in front of his own bench. Onyebuchi will find it. He'll regroup with Perunovic, who drags it all the way back behind his own cage.
Jordan Gustafson having a good year for Tahoe as well. Point a game. Doing everything he can to get the call up.
He's missed so much time the last couple of seasons due to injury, and started this season working his way back from injury, but he's been terrific since he joined the Tahoe lineup. This is Scott Perunovic, former Hobie Baker winner at Minnesota Duluth. Got out to center. Hickey in his own zone, banks off the boards to neutral ice. Julian Lutz picked it off. He got back deep into the Henderson zone. Here's Kometz. Now Hickey, stretch pass out to center, has Brabenitz in stride. Brabenitz sends towards the front for Euronin, and carried wide of the net. Euronin behind the net, feeds the left point, shot stopped by Villalta on set off, and he hangs on for the whistle. Busy start for Matthew Villalta. 8 minutes to play in the first. Silver Knights having the start they wanted, a 2-0 lead. Pacific Division standings. Again, the midway point of the season, Darren, Silver Knights have games in hand on everybody, and it just shows how this race is going to shape up the rest of the way.
And especially, Wranglers are out of position, but they've been out of position because they played so many more games than everybody. So it's going to end their season in March. You're really looking at Tucson Roadrunners and Henderson Silver Knights battling as a minimum for that 7th final playoff spot, because they're going to play each other so often in the second half.
And again, even with games in hand, 2 games against each other this weekend. Right now that gap is 4. It's important for the Silver Knights to make some progress this weekend, because as much as 36 games seems like a long stretch, Darren, not a long stretch when everyone plays each other every night in the division.
Right, and 8 of those 36 games going to be against one another, so the head-to-head matchup important starting this weekend.
Oh, mentioned it's been all Silver Knights to start this one. Shots are 11-2 now, as they've added a couple for the Roadrunners on the score sheet, not here in the building, but they have had them on the score sheet, and the attempts far more lopsided than that, Darren.
And it's so far it's one of those where you only have to Zamboni the one end of the ice, the intermission. It's been all Silver Knights. Roadrunners pretty much hanging on.
And they've adjusted the scoreboard again. It is now 11-0, so they've taken 2 shots. Those 2 shots we saw, they've taken them away. So even more so, the Silver Knights.
Yeah, they were phantom anyway.
Here's a turnover in front. Hemmerling working it, rolled off his stick, side of the net. Uchaz trying to bank it in. Villalta able to pin it to the side of the net and get the whistle. And that is the 3rd turnover we've seen right between the hash marks, Darren, that would have Steve Potvin pulling his hair out.
From below the goal line. And again, this time it was Zuber trying to make a play in close. The closest players happen to be wearing Thunder jerseys, but playing for the Silver Knights. They were probably as surprised as anyone. It hasn't been a clean start.
Another offensive zone face-off for the Silver Knights to the right of Villalta. Matthias Sapovalov take the draw against Dawson Paganski. A false start on that face-off. Paganski will be asked to leave. He'll get his 2 cents in before he does so, but now Sam Lipkin comes in to take the draw. National champion in 2023 at Quinnipiac University. Face-off win for Sapovalov. Davies at the left point tried to play it down low, but it bounced off Paganski and all the way back on Jesper Vikman, who will stop it behind the net. Davies steps out, sends up the middle of the ice, pass that went through Sapovalov all the way down. Villalta will stop it. Lipkin rims it around the near side. Good hit by Demick on Paganski on the near wall, keeps it alive for the HSK. Demick pass in front, went off the paddle of Villalta, roll behind him. Where's the puck? Villalta snow angeling in the blue paint. He has it underneath him, and he gets the whistle. That was a puck from a sharp angle that almost banked in off Villalta, and then the scramble, he was somehow able to corral it.
Outstanding crowd here at Lee's Family Forum, and many of them thought this went in.
It was Demick who put it in front. Villalta rattled around with it, and then it was Sapovalov who nearly poked it underneath.
Villalta, again, he's in survival mode. Tremendous start by the Silver Knights.
Matthew Villalta's 6-1-1 in his last 8 starts with a .286 goals against, having an excellent season.
He really is. A little bit off last year. A couple of seasons ago, he won 31 games, first for Tucson. So he's had success at this level. He's played a few times at the National Hockey League level.
Face-off win for the Silver Knights. Cormier's shot deflected high off the glass. Matthew Villalta in Tucson and in Ontario, what he has always been is a workhorse.
Yep.
Perunovic will give ahead. He was trying to feed McCartney. The pass went behind him. It's a delayed offside against the Roadrunners. I don't think McLean knew it as he rims it out to center. And Tucson takes it back in their own zone with Perunovic. 2-0 Silver Knights. 6:40 to go first period here on Las Vegas Thunder Night. Early in the period, they honored 10 of the alumni from the Thunder who are here with us. There's a shot save made. Vikman, rebound, score. Vikman made the initial save, but Andrew Agazzino found the loose change, and the Roadrunners cut the deficit to 1.
And that's when it's tough as a netminder. You don't see any action, and then you make a really good save in traffic, and they score on the rebound. Forechecking pressure, puck to the net. There's a good save, and there's the putback by Agazzino.
Bit of a blown coverage for the Silver Knights as well. Cormier got there late, but Agazzino and McCartney mostly alone in front of Vikman. And 3 goals in the last 5 games for Agazzino. Stanek in the corner was knocked down by Dmitry Simashev, the 6th overall pick in 2023. He's played 24 games with Utah this season.
He didn't make a mark up there.
Kometz from the point, his shot blocked.
But here he's scoring at a point-a-game pace.
3-on-2 for the Roadrunners. Allard dropped to right side. Shot by Nord was blocked. And it's flicked out to center where the Roadrunners will regroup. Kai Uchaz knocked down on the play and goes to the bench, and he's slow going over the boards. Meanwhile, Megna will force it out to center, rolls all the way back into Tucson ice. Connaughton back for it, able to outrace Demick and whack it out to center where Sapovalov intercepts. Sapovalov working back in on the right wing. Curls to the wall, protects it against the kick plate. 4 minutes remaining in the period. Roadrunners take it away. Russo banks it out to center. Foot race for it for Tullio, and it's just out of his reach as Cormier got back to it first, and Davies gets it out to center. Here's Cataford working in from the left wing. A shot blocked to the corner as he ran into a loose stick on the ice. Now out of the right wing corner. Demick fed in front for Cataford. Jammed on goal, and a save made by Villalta. 3:45 remaining first period. Silver Knights a 2-1 lead. Roadrunners getting into the game.
There's a list of just some of the alumni of the Thunder over the course here in the Valley. Some really notable names for different reasons. At the end of their career, some contract holdouts, all brought them to the desert to play hockey for the Thunder. So nice to see the guys that are here in the building tonight. Always a big part of this game. The guys coming through the rink and signing autographs.
Just to name a few, Pokey Reddick is here with us today.
Yeah.
Jeff Sharples, Rod Buskus, Randy Burridge, and Clint Malarchuk making his first in-person appearance for Thunder Night. And we'll join him later on in the evening. He already did the ceremonial puck drop to kick off the festivities. A fixture both between the pipes and behind the bench for the Las Vegas Thunder. Silver Knights have a 2-1 lead with 3.5 to play in the first period. Roadrunners gone on the board with Andrew Agazino, 6th of the season, from Ben McCartney and Montana Onyebuchi at 13:30. Silver Knights on the attack, left wing. Curling back is Hallam. Tried to leave it at the half wall for Brabinets. Brabinets over skated. Good pressure by Brabinets to take it back, and Davies will feed it down low. Give and go for Davies in the slot. That was intercepted by Agazino, who gets it out to center, but now it's lifted back in by Jacob Brabinets. Davies on the forecheck, 1-on-4, won a battle, got back to the slot, and a shot by Gustafsson missed the net.
Good look. Youngster won't get many better looks than that, right down the slot.
Jordan Gustafsson playing in his 3rd AHL game, his first on home ice. Puck rolls behind the Tucson net to the far corner. Nord under pressure, took a hit from McLean. Loose puck Picked up and skated out of harm's way by Simashev. And Allard will wind it behind the Henderson net. Vikman out to play it. He'll leave it for Kometz. Kometz plays up the right wing side. Now Fleming escaping pressure. Joe Fleming will get to the red line and fire it deep. Volta behind his own net will stop it. Zuber will collect. Now Simashev trying to get away from McLean. Backhands up the far boards now to center. Megna with the intercept trying to find Uchaz, but it's Lutz instead who will leave it back between the circles for Simashev. Both teams get partial changes. Zuber now in his own end will lift it high in the air. Glove down in the Henderson zone by Hickey. And sent down the ice by Uchaz. This will be icing, as getting back to it first is Kevin Connaughton. Well, Silver Knights fans, tomorrow is another Sunday at Lee's Family Forum, and that means another Kids Day Sunday. Every Sunday home game is a Kids Day, and kids 14 and under can take a post-game slap shot on the ice and receive a special giveaway. Tomorrow's special giveaway, the first 1,500 kids on hand will get an HSK Street Hockey set. Get your Kids Day tickets, visit HendersonSilverKnights.com.
Sweet giveaway.
Anyone who's gotten the entire collection this year will find themselves with a cereal bowl, pajamas, street hockey tomorrow, a jersey. Pretty good collection as this puck goes off the stick of Russo up into the Henderson bench to stop play. Faceoff will stay in the Henderson zone. There's Cameron Whitehead, who was just called up this week, as Carl Lindbaum is going to be week to week, it looks like, upper body, and
he's been busier on the end of the bench in this period than Vikman has been in the crease.
A smile on his face.
There's been 2 or 3 deflections right in and around him.
And you know, it's not about him. It's about protecting Georgie Lopez. That's the most important job for the man sitting in that seat. As the puck is rimmed in, a whistle. I believe it's an offside whistle on the Roadrunners, and it is. It's going to bring the horsing around last week talking about the All-Star bid for Carl Lindbaum, which we'll see if Lindbaum is healthy and ready to go by the time that All-Star game comes around. But done good work with this goaltending battery.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't join you. It's in Nashville for USA Hockey meetings.
You don't have to apologize when you're bettering the game across this great nation of ours.
Trying.
Agazino had pass go through him and all the way down. No icing. Freddie's not here in the booth to discuss it with us, of course, but played for the Manitoba Moose during his career. There was a stretch he was very close to being a member of the Las Vegas Thunder. And I believe it was a tryout. I believe it was the Calgary Flames. It was the Flames or the Oilers that kept him away from a Thunder stint, but he was very close to being a member of the alumni group tonight. Here's McCartney on the rush for the Roadrunners. Under a minute to play in the first period. His shot was blocked to the far corner. Sapovalov out to center. Here's Cataford. Now Demick on the left wing. Working in. Wrist shot blocked by Onyebuchi. And then Demick was hit hard by McCartney, both tumbling down to the ice. 30 seconds left in the period. Pagansky through center. Tried to skate through Sapovalov. Puck was knocked away from him. Onyebuchi will recover in his own end. Pass up the right wing side. Played back by Tullio into his own zone. 15 seconds left in the period now as Roadrunners bleeding some clock. Tullio in the neutral zone. Stood up at the blue line. Good play by Megna. 5 seconds left. Silver Knights on the rush. Here's a shot by Brabant. It's fanned on. Cataford's try is blocked and the period comes to an end. Silver Knights outshot the Roadrunners 13-2 in that first period. They take a lead to the dressing room.
Great start. Just what you would be hoping for. Now you have to reset because you can certainly expect a push in the second period from the opposition Roadrunners.
Hope to be joined by Sloan Stanek momentarily. He is the goal of consequence thus far in this early contest. We're also going to hear from Thunder alumnus Jeff Sharples, who we caught up with on the podcast earlier this week. Meanwhile, the Thunder alumni who are on hand, they're on the concourse right now with a lengthy line waiting for autographs. as we enjoy all things throwback Vegas hockey tonight, Las Vegas Thunder night. And again, I'll tell you, Darren, one of the greatest things about the alumni on hand is that many of them were in town already, and
that's right.
Some of the players who made the Thunder so special, they made this their home, and they're still making youth hockey special. They're one of the reasons the game has grown at the rate that it has.
Randy Burge, Rod Buskus, they're all part of the NHL Learn to Play program.
Sloan Stanek getting situated down on the Henderson bench. And we have him now. Sloan Stanek, great to have you with us. Appreciate you joining. Brian and Darren up in the booth. Well, this has been a heck of a week for you. You've over the last week and a half, you've gotten some offensive success. Your first AHL goal. You've got a few of them now. You throw in an ECHL All-Star appearance. Things are going pretty well.
Yeah, it's been a great week. It's been exciting to be here and just trying to do my part to help the team win.
This year, being called up, how is it different? How do you feel about your game this time around?
Yeah, just working last year in Tahoe, a lot of my details, habits without the puck, and then translating that here, and obviously getting some opportunity to play with some pretty good players sure helps, and just being a bit more confident when I'm up here and just trying to do my part.
Well, looking at the first period you guys had, Sloan, a phenomenal start to this one. You outshot Tucson 13-2. Your goal was directly off of a turnover. You guys created a lot of turnovers in the O-zone. What were you doing that was giving the Roadrunners a hard time?
Yeah, we were playing fast. Either we were putting it behind them or driving it down low and turning up. I thought we played a really good period, really direct, and we just got to keep up the speed.
Second period, you know they're going to have a pushback. What do you guys have to focus on going into the second frame?
Yeah, just continue to win the little battles on the wall, get the puck out. Once we get in the O-zone, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to be successful.
Sloan, you're a young guy. I don't know how much first-hand knowledge you have of the IHL or the Las Vegas Thunder, but you guys started Thunder night off on a very positive note. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You bet, thanks.
That is Sloan Stanek, goal scorer, 3 in his first 5 games with the Silver Knights this season. We'll step out when we come back. Our first intermission report. Thunder alumni signing autographs on the concourse, and Jeff Sharples, one of the best-known Thunder alumni in Las Vegas, caught up with us earlier this week to talk about the alumni presence in Vegas. All straight ahead, Silver Knights a 2-1 lead.
Las Vegas, don't forget to purchase your 5240 raffle ticket tonight. Proceeds will benefit community initiatives of the Henderson Silver Knights Foundation. A winner will be drawn in the third period tomorrow.
20 minutes in the books at Lee's Family Forum, and there aren't too many people sitting in their seats right now because they're all online to meet their favorite Las Vegas Thunder alumni, signing autographs between periods. And again, some of the local favorites like Jeff Sharples, Pokey Reddick, Rod Buskus, Randy Burge on hand. About 10 of our Thunder alumni on hand tonight. And well, Jeff Sharples always around, of course, on Golden Knights broadcast, and does such a great job selling the game, growing the game here in the Las Vegas Valley. We caught up with him earlier this week just to talk about just how the Thunder, not only such a great memory for so many hockey fans, but how their impact still resonates today.
It happens more than you'd think, and you see a lot of. You still see at T-Mobile, and you'll see them down at Lee's Family Forum, the Las Vegas Thunder jerseys, which is iconic jersey. I got to give them credit for putting that, that teal and that color scheme together. But you do see people and people that supported us are supporting the Golden Knights and are supporting the Silver Knights. So. It's, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long road. It seems like just yesterday that we all came to Vegas, and time goes by pretty fast. And now it's HSK's turn to get out there on Saturday night and provide the level of entertainment that the Thunder brought to town years ago.
There's no question now. Anyone who had any doubts in the beginning don't have them now, especially with the Stanley Cup banner hanging at T-Mobile Arena as to whether or not hockey was going to work in Vegas. That question has been asked and answered, but when that question was being asked, it wasn't being asked by you or your former teammates, because from the enthusiasm there was for the Thunder back at Thomas and Mack in the late 90s, you knew that hockey was going to work here.
Yeah, I mean, I have lots of friends that won more than a case of beer or a bottle of wine or something when they'd ask me if hockey was going to come and work in Vegas, and I never had a doubt about it. Did I think that we were going to have the level of success that we've had with the VGK, and now we're starting to get our traction with the HSK? No, I didn't. I mean, I don't think anybody could have foresaw that except maybe Mr. Foley and Kelly McCrimmon and George McPhee. So I think we've been really spoiled with the Golden Knights, and we look forward to the Silver Knights getting on that same level of success.
To your point, though, so many Thunder alumni have stayed in the Vegas area, even having played, yourself included. You played somewhere after your Thunder tenure, but came back. And why was it such that players enjoyed their time playing here so much that they wanted to make it their permanent home?
There's a lot of reasons. Vegas is so welcoming and accommodating, and one of the things I found when I came to Vegas, and I guess it was '93, is not a lot of people were from Vegas, so we all kind of had to get along, right, and get to know each other a little bit. Obviously, the city's gotten much bigger, but so is our hockey program, and our kids are coming up now, and most of us that live locally still are involved one way or another with minor hockey, which is an incredible experience for all of us to see how big and how fast that the hockey community is growing, and the amount of kids we have coming in through Learn to Play or just joining minor hockey is incredible, and the numbers are around 2,000 kids a year that start in the Learn to Skate program, graduate to the Learn to Play alone. Not to mention the other kids that maybe come in from out of town that have already been involved in some kind of minor hockey program.
That's Jeff Sharples. He and his Thunder teammates, Gordy Mark, another one. He's here tonight as well. Have done so much for youth hockey in the Valley. Silver Knights have a 2-1 lead. Speaking of youth hockey, Kids Day coming up tomorrow. Info on the way.
I'll see you at the football throwing. You're out there? Yeah, I'll be out there soon. That's it. I'm gonna go off. Is it just like wait in line, or I'm going on there right now, actually, yeah. All right, Trevor, made it to the top. Gotta probably save this when mom wants it. Now you're going to. Absolutely. Yeah, just messing with this around. Yeah, really good. Talk to this guy. He's hilarious. He's the comedian of the team. See it, Johns? That's 5. That's 5. Where'd he go? I think he went over there. Yes! Yes! That's 3. Yes! Trouble.
Between periods, Silver Knights and Tucson Roadrunners on Las Vegas Thunder night. And you know, as much as we're turning back the clock tonight, we can always look ahead, and let's look ahead to tomorrow. The Silver Knights will be celebrating another Kids Day Sunday. Every Sunday home game, kids 14 and under can take a post-game slap shot on the ice and receive a special giveaway. And tomorrow, against the Roadrunners, the first 1,500 kids will receive an HSK street hockey set. Make sure you get here early and get set for driveway hockey the rest of the season into the spring. Get your Kids Day tickets at HendersonSilverKnights.com, HendersonSilverKnights.com. We'll step out when we come back. Stats, highlights, straight ahead on Thunder Night.
intermission to the silver screen for the first period highlights presented by AHL.
There you see some young fans who I can guarantee you did not see the Las Vegas Thunder play, but they're having a blast. And our producer said they were doing an MC Hammer dance. That's not true. But they're having a good time, and so are the rest of the Silver Knights fans in attendance. Silver Knights have a 2-1 lead. Brian McCormick, Darren Elliott here with you. Silver Knights all over the Roadrunners in that first period.
Started exactly how you want to. The forecheck really well. All kinds of turnovers because of the forecheck led to an early power play opportunity which they cashed in on. Great start to that first period.
And the power play got things going. Take a look at our first period highlights. And the Silver Knights had the first power play opportunity of the game. And Lucas Cormier back in the lineup, back doing what he does best.
Walking the line on his forehand, just puts it at the net. Kai Uchez, one of 3 Silver Knights there. He's the one who pokes it under Balalta, makes it 1-0. The disparity in shot attempts, shots on goal. For the Roadrunners, you're like, we're still in this hockey game.
And for the Roadrunners, they had 2 shots on goal in that period. You just saw them both on that highlight. The right shot by Onyebuchi and the rebound that followed. So for the Silver Knights, they have a 2-1 lead, and they want to continue that momentum because if you're Brian Craig, you'd also say we deserve a little more breathing room than we have right now, and it's their job to go and get it.
And it's the same way. Check your identity. That's what he talks about, our standard. And they did a really good job of setting that tone and that pace in the first period. Challenges. You know the Roadrunners are going to be, you would think they'd be more invested in this second period. So you have to match that and exceed it.
Remind you folks that the Sharp Silver Knights Las Vegas Thunder replica jerseys are being worn, and they can be yours. These game-worn jerseys available via online auction right now. You can scan the QR code that is right there on your screen and place your bid. The auction will be going up until 8 p.m. So right around the start of the third period is when they'll wrap up. So scan the QR code, peruse, see what's out there, and bring home some Vegas hockey history paraphernalia of your very own. That was a great color scheme back then, too. You don't... Not everyone has that teal utilization all the time, except for San Jose, I suppose.
Yeah, that was when it started.
Well, let's look back at the original jerseys, why don't we? This is the Thomas and Mack Center. Again, 93 to 99 is when Boom Boom and the Thunder dominated Las Vegas. There's Butch Goring, the head coach of the Las Vegas Thunder. Clint Malarchuk, a fixture between the pipes, won 50 games with the Thunder. And, well, plenty of opportunity to relive throughout the evening, and some great fun. As a puck right off the center ice faceoff goes in on Vikman, who will cover it up and get the whistle. Second period underway.
Vikman gets an early touch. Something that didn't happen much in that first period as we keep underscoring. But yeah, it was good to see Clint Malarchuk before the game briefly. He's going to visit with you between the second and third.
Clint, who's done so much. Of course, played in the NHL for Buffalo Sabres, Quebec Nordiques, played the Washington Capitals. Is an icing upcoming against the Silver Knights. Whistle will stop play. And then after his time with the Thunder, coached the Thunder, coached in the ECHL with the Idaho Steelheads, was an NHL goaltending coach for a number of organizations.
That's where I got to know Clint, in Atlanta, the Thrashers.
Now on the ranch in Reno. The Cowboy goalie does some writing, some public speaking. It's going to be a lot of fun to catch up with him after this second period. Face-off win for the Roadrunners in the offensive zone. Right point, Zuber. Wrist shot save made with the blocker by Vikman. Here's Zuber again. Right point, a one-timer. Missed the net. Off the end boards, put back in front and went right through the skates of Pagansky. Zuber able to hold it at the blue line. Rims it behind the net. Pagansky is on it there. Now Lipkin in the trapezoid. Shoved by Davies. Maintains possession into the corner. Pagansky there to support. Simashev left point. Zuber right point. Tried to feed the bumper. It was deflected out to neutral ice by Yaronin, and now Hallam will give ahead into the offensive zone. Brabenitz will let it go, and Simashev takes it back for Tucson. Racing over the Henderson line, Simashev left wing had his stick lifted. Now working in the corner as the puck rolls around to the near side, and Uchaz. McCartney with a takeaway behind the zone, left it at the right point on Yabuchi. Off the right wing half wall, Agazino tried to send it back up top, but it's off the stick of Uchaz and down into Tucson territory. Agazino passed through center, that was off the mark. Hemmerling has it, is for Uchaz over the Tucson line. Dropped it off, Stanek a shot, deflects wide of the net.
A good spot for Stanek, but he dusted it off just a little bit. One extra stick handle allowed the defender to get the stick in the lane.
And those are those micro lessons. Even when you're having success going from one level to the next, those little moments matter. Noel Nord will rim it behind the Henderson net. Getting there first was Jacob Megna. Now Kometz will rumble through center. Left wing, Demick over the offensive blue line. Tried to center, is picked off by Russo. Pass out to neutral ice, went past Nord, but pass set off as well. He'll have to go back behind his own net to get it. 2 minutes gone, second period. Silver Knights have a 2-1 lead. First period goals for Kai Uchaz and Sloan Stanek. Puck in the Henderson zone near corner. Trying to work it out of the corner is Lutz. He'll go back behind the net. Lutz wraps it in front and went past Allard and out to the point. Russo able to hold in. Now it's Allard in the right wing corner. Getting help from Lutz. Russo is in deep. Rims it around to the left point, Kevin Connaughton. He'll rim it around the boards again, near half wall Russo. Tried to bump it back to the point for Lutz, didn't get much on it. Good stick on him by Sapovalev. And Setoff will bring it back behind his own net to settle things down for the Silver Knights.
Russo and Connaughton might be the most veteran deep pairing in the entire AHL.
Here's Joe Fleming on the attack, taken into the far corner by Zuber. Russo spinning away from pressure from Gustafsson. One hands it up the far wall, but not out as McLean sends it back in deep. Now Gustafsson on the forecheck behind the net, able to stick lift Zuber, but his centering feed was broken up by McGregor. Puck rolled out to center. Silver Knights will regroup with Hickey. Now Gustafsson in the neutral zone, knocked down by Russo. And that's going to draw a little bit of a crowd as Joe Fleming has Russo by the collar. Play is continuing. Now there's an arm up and a whistle, and I believe the Silver Knights are going to be shorthanded as play was allowed to continue, and Fleming still hasn't let go of Russo's collar.
Russo, the veteran, like, as I said, when those two guys were on the ice together, over 1,000 games combined, and now he's got the smile on his face because he knows he drew the call. There's the hit. Russo delivers at the blue line. Fleming tries to engage. Russo's having none of it.
And the Silver Knights protecting Gustafsson, who's a young player and also a player who's been injury prone early in his career. But for the officials, they ruled that was chipped in, so it wasn't, Gustafsson wasn't in their ruling hit without the puck. Silver Knights just thought the pass, I think, was a through and through.
And again, regardless, young player, vulnerable player, you stand up for him. Russo having none of it.
So 3.5 gone, second period. Silver Knights have a 2-1 lead, but the Roadrunners are going to get their first power play of the night as Joe Fleming has been sent off for roughing. Tucson power play is 15th in the league at 19.3%. Silver Knights on the kill, 77.7%. They are 27th overall. They have killed off 19 of their last 21 at home.
Much better at home than on the road.
Here's a shorthanded break here, 2-on-1. Hallam tried to feed Megna. It was off the stick of Zuber. Good job by Zuber to close on Hallam quickly as the Roadrunners regain possession. Tucson.
I'd like to see Hallam get to the net on that shorthanded. The extra play there.
Silver Knights have one shorthanded goal this season. It was into an empty net courtesy of Jacob Megna. Roadrunners power play sets up. Center point Zuber, left side Tullio. Now Zuber again is for Tullio. Once more for Zuber. Now right side Nord. Back up top, center point Zuber. Wrist shot, glove save Vikman. Rebound ricochet to the near wall. Megna with a hit on Nord, knocked him down to the ice. Nord, Lutz, Pagansky, Zuber, and Tullio on this unit. Zuber, wrist shot blocked in front. And it deflects high into the mesh and out of play.
Good PK so far. As we said, they've been much more effective, the Silver Knights, here at Lee's Family Forum on the PK this season, for whatever reason. It's just one of those weird splits sometimes.
Face-off will be to the left of Vikman. Silver Knights change up the kill, and the Roadrunners will change up the power play as Walker, McCartney, Simishev, Perunovic, and Agazino on the ice. Silver Knights win the face-off. Davies will send it the length of the ice as Villalta stops it behind the net. 55 seconds before Fleming can return. Simishev racing out to center. Gets to the Henderson line, continues on and feeds the left wing wall for McCartney. McCartney taken hard to the end boards by Komets. That frees the puck up, but at the right point Perunovic controls. He and Simishev will switch sides. Left half wall Agazino. Up top Perunovic, right side Simishev. Swung and missed on the one-timer. Walker on the near wall. Left point Perunovic, left half wall Agazino. Walker in the slot, rolling puck, got down low, didn't get to the net as it's taken away and cleared by Brabenitz.
I know Simishev fanned on that one-timer, but when he picks up the puck and heads up ice, you can see why it was a 6th overall pick. Good size, can really skate.
That's a rowdy Thunder crowd tonight at Lee's Family Forum that lets Simishev know that he swung and missed. Here's Walker going to the net, rolling puck, couldn't get a shot off as Megna knocked it away, and Setoff will handle as 2 seconds in one. Fleming is out of the box. We are back to 5-on-5. Tucson power play is 0 for 1. Puck forced behind the Tucson net by Uchaz. Now Uchaz with a takeaway high in the zone. Leaves in the high slot for Hallam. Hallam into the right circle. Wrist shot missed the net. 6 minutes gone, second period. Silver Knights a 2-1 lead as Davies chases back in his own zone.
Nice to see Kai Uchaz getting his offensive game together. 5 assists in the last 9. Has a goal tonight, so he's really starting to produce.
Russo handles the puck as Tuomas Euronen was a toe drag away from a chance on net. Whistle here. It's an icing call against the Roadrunners.
Excellent penalty kill. Vikman had the one glove save. Other than that, everything was kept to the outside. Actually a pretty dangerous early break offensively.
Now, see, we're going to have this face-off. The Roadrunners are arguing it shouldn't be an icing because Vikman covers the puck.
I was wondering about that too.
Because obviously you cover the puck because, well, it's an icing for a foot race, but the whole point is the foot race.
You're saying the foot race was concluded. I guess. Tight
margin for error, but the Silver Knights get the call they want. Face-off will be to the right of Villalta. Mentioned Kai Uchaz contributing offensively with Tanner Lazinski, Jonas Rombjorg called up, and opportunities for others to climb the ladder. He's been playing a top-line role the last 2 games. As Kanaan gives for Lipkin, who flips it out to center. Glove down by Gustafson and brought ahead by McLean. McLean, left wing, got around Russo. Sharp angle pass in front. Save Villalta. Rebound, another stop on the putback by Gustafson. Cleared to the line, but not out. Held in by Cormier, left point. A right point. Davies down low. Deflection. Save Villalta on McLean. Loose puck picked up by Tullio. Banks it off the glass and out to neutral ice.
Really like how the Silver Knights are going to the net. Doesn't matter if it's below the goal line or low to high, and point shots coming through. There are people at the top of the crease.
Joe Fleming and Jordan Gustafson both with good looks on the last sequence. Here's Matika into the zone. Near half wall working with McGregor. Taking it away is Stanek as he slides it out to neutral ice. Zuber tried to play it back in, couldn't get it deep. Uchaz will work into the Tucson zone. Near wall, pulls up. Now Uchaz cycles it back below the goal line. Down from the right point, Hickey will play into the trapezoid. Some entanglements in front of the Tucson net. Onyebuchi was able to force up the near wall. Good keep at the left point by Setoff, but second effort, McGregor gets it out to center. Quick regroup, Sapovalov will chip it back in. Sapovalov behind the Tucson net. Tried to feed the right point, nobody there. Setoff will go back to his own blue line to pick it up. Shots are 15-4 for the Silver Knights. As Cataford works it below the Tucson goal line, he's crunched by Zuber. Sapovalov picks up the loose puck, sends in front looking for Demick. The pass went all the way through. Left point, Megna's shot blocked in front, and there's an injury behind the play as the whistle now pauses things. Trying to get an angle of, that's Lutz. Julian Lutz, who is slow to get up, but is up under his own power.
He delivered the hit, got the worst of it, remains 2-1.
Look at ya. No look down there in the ice. It's your Henderson Night Star, presented by JP.
Defensively, gets himself tangled up and falls into the boards, gets the worst of what was going to be a play in the corner. Almost got hit with a puck on a slap shot by Megna. Referee finally, I'm sure that's what they're talking about, why they waited that long, but didn't know the extent of discomfort he was in. And Villalta's done a nice job stemming the tide after falling behind 2-0 early. He's been sharp.
Looking over on the Tucson bench, it looks like they're short two bodies on the bench. I believe Lutz went to the room.
Lutz went to the room for sure.
Not sure who else might be missing on the Tucson side. We'll let you know if we figure it out, if there is someone indeed missing. As the Roadrunners control, Perunovic gives ahead to the Henderson line. McCartney, he'll hack it in. Cormier goes off the glass, off Perunovic, and out to center. Now a takeaway by Uchas, driving in, left wing, and he overskated the puck. Davies at the left point, held in. Right point, Cormier, he'll rim it around behind the net for Stanek. Now a pass in front for Uchas, he couldn't tee up a shot on the setup from Hemmerling. Taken away by McCartney, and through center come the Roadrunners. Agazzino dumps it cross corner. Working for on the near half wall, Walker trying to bump it back to the point, but intercepting was Stanek to force it out to center. Perunovic sends it back in.
We talked a lot about McCartney. You haven't heard a lot of guys' names tonight because they haven't had the puck very much, but McCartney mentioned his name a lot, Brian. Hardy has more points this year than he had of all of last year.
He's already matched his career high, and he and Cameron Hebig doing a lot of the damage for the Roadrunners. Hebig currently called up to Utah. Megna dumps it in. Villalta stops it. Russo will go back to get it. Flings it up the near side. Tullio couldn't handle it cleanly. Second effort, he's able to bounce it out to center. And Kometz will pick it up in front of the benches over the red line. Couldn't dump it in, but Euronin can. Villalta stopped it behind the net. It bounced away from him. Hallam after the puck. Connaughton got back to tie him up behind the net. Now Megna pitches down from the left point. Silver Knights control in deep. Hallam behind the net. Out of the trapezoid, looking for an option in front. Got out to the point. Kometz back for Hallam. Now Brabenitz. He's tied up by Paganski. Penalty upcoming. Here's Megna left point. To the bench for the extra skater goes Vikman. Right circle one-timer by Brabenitz was blocked, deflected wide and off the end boards. Villalta will cover it up. And Austin Paganski is going to go off for holding after the good work by Brabenitz keeping his feet moving.
Good forechecking shift. They're not quite as crisp in and around Villalta in terms of handling the puck cleanly. With the forechecking effort and pressure and layers, they're still there on the attack. See if they can. There's the grab. There's more of the reaction. Referee in the neutral zone made the call. Did the derail a pass back to the point, so I guess it was a penalty. Not sure I would have called it if I was wearing stripes, but it doesn't matter. I'm not. We're glad tonight.
Alex Gagne and Nick Isaacson they are the referees tonight, with linesmen Scott Allen and Chris Martinet. And the Silver Knights to their third power play.
And that's the good news. Get on the power play. Been outworking the opposition. Maybe make them pay here.
Silver Knight power play is 1 for 2. Face-off win. Back to the point for Cormier. Now right point, Hemmerling. Right half wall, Brabenitz. Cormier up top again. Wrist shot floated wide of the net. Intended for Demick off the end boards, but Simashev got to it for Tucson, and he sends it the length of the ice. Silver Knights have Cormier, Hemmerling, Demick, Brabenitz, and Uchaz on this power play. Uchaz in the right wing corner. Getting help from Brabenitz. Puck protected against the kick plate. Now Simashev picks up the loose puck, throws it to the point. Knocked down by Cormier, but kicked away from him. And here comes Ben McCartney on a shorthanded breakaway. McCartney backhander, and a glove save made by Vikman. Off his glove and into the corner. It comes out to the point. Konadna blast saved by Vikman, and he hangs on for the whistle. Jesper Vikman's biggest stop of the night, the shorthanded breakaway from Ben McCartney to keep the Silver Knights in front.
On the blue line, Cormier, as we've mentioned, missed 11 games. Gets caught flat-footed. McCartney, who we were just talking about having a career year, putting it all together, robbed beautifully. Left pad, glove over pad, no room there. And then shot came through from Connaughton. No rebound. Let's change it up, says Coach Ryan Craig.
Ben McCartney with 2 shorthanded goals this season already. And Jesper Vikman staying with him on the breakaway. 1:10 remaining on the holding minor to Austin Paganski. 9:10 left in the second. Silver Knights maintain a 2-1 lead as it's dumped behind the Henderson net by Jack Ricketts. Davies collects, he'll work ahead. Now out of his own zone is Stanek. On the right wing, Cataford will rim it around the boards.
Offside.
Silver Knights have to touch up, and now after taking his time, Kanan will blast it 200 feet. Silver Knights have Davies, Cataford, Sapovalev, Stanek, and McLean on this power play unit. Stanek through center. Right wing feed for Cataford. He kicked it in deep. Stanek in the right wing corner gets to it. Lost his footing under pressure from Russo. And the puck cleared all the way down by Zuber.
Just some more examples of not crisp tape to tape right now. A lot of tape to skate passes. Not being able to play with the same pace that they played in the first.
Gustafsson carries it on the left wing wall. Drops it back to the point for Megna. Megna, wrist shot, deflection, save Villalta, and the rebound swept away by McGregor. McLean was stationed in front. Simashev will hammer it all the way down. As out of the box is Paganski. We are back to 5-on-5. Henderson power play is 1 for 3. Silver Knights work in from the right wing. A shot by Yoronin deflects over the glass and out of play. 7:50 remaining second period. Things have leveled off a little bit in this middle frame. Silver Knights have a 2-1 lead. Right side, Bowman looking, side of the net for McLean. Backhander scores!
shortest suite in the building. Goaltender talk. Freddie Brockwood on the left. Pokey Reddick on screen right. Commiserating about the position. Battling netminders for sure. Pokey Reddick's remained in this market, coaching youth hockey for decades.
A couple of former Edmonton Oilers as well.
Yep.
7:45 remaining in the second period. Silver Knights have a 2-1 lead. Tullio at the Henderson line has stripped off his stick by Hallam. Silver Knights able to dump it in as Brabinets will give chase. Onyebuchi, a nice little reverse up the far wall. Perunovic sends out to center, out of the reach of Tullio. Megna will retreat back into his own zone as away from the play. A couple of whacks on Perunovic from Euronin. Here's Hallam working in left wing, sends in front for Euronin and hopped over his stick. Silver Knights still a battle in front. Villalta makes a save on Kometz and covers up. There was a war going on, but right in front of Villalta for about 30 seconds. And it finally ends with a Villalta save and with an arm in the air.
And Hallam with another opportunity to shoot.
Yeah, that was Euronin and Perunovic. Their battle started in the neutral zone. It ended in front of the net as that Hallam pass came through.
But it was another example of doing all the right things, getting it that close and going for the extra pass, and that's the part that's been a little bit off. Everything else has been really solid. Again, in terms of checking, Onyebuchi with the punch, yeah, and the cross check. Could be roughing, could be cross checking, certainly a penalty. And Villalta did yeoman's work to make a save with all that chaos going on around the crease.
William Kometz bidding for his first AHL goal. Meanwhile, the Silver Knights are headed to their fourth power play as Onyebuchi will go off.
I'd like to see them simplify it here.
Silver Knights will start with the unit of Uchas, Brabinets, Demick, Hemmerling, and Cormier. Uchas and Agazino on the draw to the left of Villalta. Face-off win for the Silver Knights. Cormier drags to the middle. Top of the right circle, Brabinets. Wrist shot blocker save made by Villalta, and the big rebound scooped up by Agazino. He'll fire it all the way down.
Good idea. I like that thought process. Win the draw, one pass, shot on goal. But Villalta made a nice job controlling the rebound with his blocker.
As you mentioned, many options for the officials on Onyebuchi. Interference is what they go with, and he'll sit for another minute and a half. As on the far wall, Cormier is knocked down. The puck is underneath him. Pagansky and Connaughton trying to dig it free. Cormier back to his feet, still protecting the puck, and the Silver Knights come out with it. Here's a pass down low for Brabinets that hopped over his stick. As Hemmerling with a good feed, and it just wouldn't sit down for Brabinets. Right corner now, Uchas. Rims it around, near half wall. Hemmerling swings it back down low. Demick in the trapezoid. His pass knocked away by Connaughton, and now Pagansky will pick it up and fire at the length of the ice. Vikman will control and lead for Cormier. Stretch pass for Kadifer on the right wing, just off the bench, was out of his reach. He'll chase Simashev behind the Tucson net. Simashev pressed to the wall, couldn't advance the puck. And it's taken off the near wall by Stanek. Into the slot, Stanek tripped up, no call coming. Point shot by Davies was blocked. McLean, Sapovalev, Stanek, Kadifer and Davies on this second unit as Zuber behind his zone net. Backhands up the middle, he turned it over. Taken away by Stanek, 25 seconds on the power play. Kadifer long shot deflected wide. McLean getting a piece in front. Simashev a takeaway deep in his own zone, bounces it to the blue line, not out. Right wing half wall, Sapovalev, center point Davies, back Sapovalev, one-timer, save Villalta, and he hangs on for the whistle.
Good puck movement, good decision making. Villalta, the difference. They got it to the right spot. Sometimes when you pass on the perimeter, you tire out the defenders. Simashev, look at him, 6'5". He took a little shot, but he got himself out of position. One-timer became available. 26. He's a good prospect, but still got some learning to do. He was exhausted.
8 seconds on the Henderson power play off a face-off win. Hallam sends down low, and Euronin put it off the post. Loose puck. Walker sends out to center. Onyebuchi's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. Henderson power play is 1 for 4. And a whistle and an offside. And then after the offside, Cormier took a little bit of a jab from Agazzino. Silver Knights don't appreciate that. That's going to draw a crowd.
Heating up here in the second period. Good looks on the power play, and as the power play was about to expire, down low, off the iron, it remains 2-1 here in the second period at Lee's Family Forum.
Lindbaum was selected to represent the Silver Knights and the Pacific Division at the upcoming AHL All-Star Classic. Take a look at his numbers, and Darren, his record is a matter of run support because his individual numbers are spectacular.
They really are. He's out of the lineup and won't be able to attend, it doesn't look like. So that has become a theme.
Right.
Henderson Silver Knights, the guys that make the All-Star team can't attend. They have to always have a backup. You know, Braden Pahal, didn't he was a backup one year?
Braden Pahal went for Daniil Miramanov. Grigori Denisenko went twice, once for Adam Cracknell, and then last year for Tanner Lazinski. And hopefully Carl Lindbaum will wait and see. Looks like a week-to-week situation. Hopefully he'll be ready by February 10th for the skills competition, but
I don't know if that's the first thing you want to do, though.
Hopefully the Silver Knights' unfortunate tradition does not continue.
Yes.
Roadrunners have trouble within their own zone. There's a blocker save made by Villalta on Fleming as he steers it out of play. It's been a little bit of a steadier period than the first was for Tucson, but that's another turnover right between the hash marks.
Again, the forechecking execution has been excellent, forcing the Roadrunners into making decisions that they don't want to make or shouldn't make, plays before they want to make them. It's led to lots of looks, as we said in the first period, lots of shot attempts, not as many on goal. Really good forecheck that time by Fleming and Gang.
4.5 to play, second period. Silver Knights a 2-1 lead. They're out shooting the Roadrunners 23-6. Face-off win for the Roadrunners in their own zone. Zuber will rim it up the left side. McCartney in front of the benches. Plays it back into his own zone for Simishev. Simishev will regroup with Zuber, whose pass out to center is chipped in deep by Walker. All goals scored in the first period. Kai Uchaz and Sloan Stanek for the Silver Knights. Andrew Agazzino for the Roadrunners. Zuber will rim it behind the Henderson net. McCartney has had the best chance of this period. A shorthanded breakaway that was swatted away by Vikman. He loses it out to center here, and it'll be Andrew Agazzino going back into his own zone to get it. Stretch pass out to center. McCartney chipped it ahead before he stumbled down to the ice. Setoff will pick it up, banks it off the boards, past Uchaz and all the way down. And icing waved off at the last moment as Russo has to pick it up behind his own net.
It could have been dangerous if there was a forechecking player in on Russo. Late wave off.
Into the zone on the left wing side, but unable to get a shot off with Ricketts. Taking over the left wing corner is Pagansky. Tried to feed the point. Picked off by Davies. Davies, a bad pass in front of his own net. Gloved down by Ricketts. Fed the slot. Batted wide by Tullio. Pagansky now. Bad pass at the blue line. Connaughton couldn't hold it. He'll dump it back in, but the Roadrunners have to vacate the zone. Davies curling back in his own end. Bank pass out to center, but over the stick of Euronen and all the way down for an icing. Well, Silver Knights fans, you can still watch the Silver Knights even when we're not on the spot Vegas 34. All HSK games are available on FloHockey, the official streaming partner of the American Hockey League. Don't miss a single second of the action on AHL TV this season. Scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe today for FloHockey at a great price. Including tomorrow evening, 5 p.m., Kids Day Sunday, when these two teams will go at it again. As we mentioned, Silver Knights, counting tonight, have 37 games left this season, 8 of which, counting tonight, are against Tucson. Puck deep in the Henderson zone, set off out from behind his zone net, chased by McGregor. He'll reverse it so that Davies can move it up the left wing side, and it's Hallam through neutral ice. Poked off his stick by Nord. Davies followed up, loops back in his own end. Around the penalty box is able to find Euronen, but Euronen couldn't get it deep. Setoff is able to as Villalta stops it behind his own net. Or at least tried to. It skipped past him, but Onyebuchi was there to clean it up. Puck out to center. Magna bumps it ahead on the right wing side. Here's Cataford on the attack. Guarded by Perunovic, taken into the end boards. Here's a shot from a sharp angle by Demick, fought off by Villalta. Right point, Cormier a stutter step. Leaves it in the high slot. Demick working in, waiting, firing, blocker save Villalta. Puck out to the right point. Cormier will play it back into the far corner. Darren, for the Silver Knights last weekend in Colorado, didn't get the results they wanted, but talk about Cormier coming back tonight from a lengthy absence. Last weekend it was Jakob Demick, and he has gotten acclimated very quickly.
He's playing well here tonight as well.
Silver Knights still pressuring, but a puck at the point, hop pass Sapovalov. He'll have to go back to get it.
That was one of those games that Coach Ryan Craig talked about, game management. Not getting anything out of a game that you probably should have.
Here's a 2-on-1 for the Roadrunners. McCartney for Agazzino, and he couldn't get it out of his skates. Puck along the far wall. Agazzino battling for it. Hickey digs it free. Reverses behind his own net. Played up the boards by Megna and all the way down. This should be icing as Zuber gets back to it for Tucson.
You can't really pick apart the game that much when you've only allowed 6 shots on goal, taken 25 that have hit the net yourself. You've been all around it. Probably passed up a few, as I've pointed out, that you could have put on net. So far so good. But if you're the Roadrunners, again, you're like, wow, we're still in this?
Yeah.
Trying to extend that lead. Another part of game management, to be quite honest.
1 minute remaining in the second is Simashev, a drive and a save made through traffic by Vikman, and he's got it. Another heavy-handed one-timer from Dmitry Simashev.
6'5", 205 pounds. 20 years old. Skates like the wind. Big frame, and oh, by the way, that was a thump on Thunder Night. Wow. Good save. Vikman, it's difficult to keep your focus. Makes a save and doesn't give up a rebound with all that traffic around him.
Under a minute to play in the second. Face off to Vikman's left. Face-off win for the Silver Knights as Megna will lift it high and out to center into the skates of Zuber. McCartney will rim it around the boards. Vikman stops it behind the net. Megna trying to skate it out. Had Agazzino draped all over him. He's able to get out to the neutral zone, and Stanek will send it deep. Zuber and Uchaz cancel each other out. Simashev moved it up the far wall. Ricketts was challenged by Kometz. Now Simashev works behind his own net up the near wall. He'll put it off the glass and out to center. Megna absorbed a hit in front of the penalty boxes, kept control of the puck. Now he'll backpedal to his own blue line and move it ahead so that Stanek could send it deep. 15 seconds remaining in period 2. Simashev takes a heavy hit from Fleming as he got it out to center. Silver Knights have it deep again as Fleming one-handed it in. 2 seconds in one. Last second look for McLean. Couldn't get the shot off as time runs out, and then Zuber was knocked down in the blue paint, and that's going to draw a bit of a crowd. Another heavy, hard-hitting shift to end the period for the likes of Fleming and Mitch McLean.
40 minutes of forechecking pop by the Henderson Silver Knights. That's right to the whistle, and maybe even beyond the whistle. Good effort through 40. Scoreboard says it's a close game, so therefore it is.
Silver Knights out shooting the Roadrunners 25-7, but still a one-shot game. We're waiting for assistant coach Brent Kissio, who will join us momentarily, but stay with us during this second intermission. Clint Malarchuk is going to join Darren and I here in the booth, talk about the Vegas Thunder days and, of course, what he's doing now. And there's also still time to get your bids in on the Las Vegas Thunder jersey auction. Another 17 minutes of auction time. Scan the QR code there on your screen. These jerseys will be autographed and available to you, and a great piece of Vegas hockey history memorabilia can be yours. So scan the QR code, get your bids in. Again, 8 p.m. the jersey auction comes to an end. We're joined now by Silver Knights assistant coach Brent Kissio. Coach, your team is out shooting the Roadrunners 25-7. What was a very dominant first period and a well-managed second period. What have you liked so far? Not sure if coach is able to hear us down the bench right now. Unfortunately, looks like we might have accidentally pulled the cord out of the wall, so we'll have to get Brent Kissio's thoughts another time. Apologies to Brent. We'll step out, but when we come back, we'll be joined by Las Vegas Thunder and hockey icon Clint Malarchuk. On the other side of the break, Brian McCormick, Darren Elliott here with you. Silver Knights a 2-1 lead after 40 minutes of play on Las Vegas Thunder night at Lee's Family Forum. Stay with us.
All right, make some noise again for Eric. He is going home with the adventure note passes, the $100 win card, and tickets to SpongeBob's Crazy Carnival Rides, courtesy of Circus. Make some noise one more time for Eric.
Oh,
there he is. Got him.
No, you said you wanted Darren to move to the left. I said, no, get him way right. Like, Section 8.
There we go.
All right, you probably need us a little bit over which way? Probably to my left, right, Graham? The monitor's in the shot right now. Okay.
Boy, I'm a big upper gate on this. I know. It's not
He's
good.
getting smarter by the second.
I feel like I'm going to talk the least on this segment. It'll probably help my cause.
Hey, when you hit 60, it gets better.
That's it.
All of a sudden, goalies get it.
So we're going to talk about some, throwback stuff, and then just we'll open up the what are you up to now? Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay.
Need to move that?
There we go. Good. Perfect. That was a good job on the puck drop.
Yeah.
Perfect aim.
Around the corner. Scan the QR code and register for tryouts for the best cheerleaders.
Las Vegas Thunder night. If you were watching a Las Vegas Thunder game back when Clint Malarchuk was between the pipes just like that, this is what it looked like on your screen. Clint Malarchuk, who
That goes
not
against
only
average, 2.22.
Is that a mullet?
Okay, yeah.
we talked about all the style choices we could have made for tonight. We just didn't have
Oh my
enough
God.
time. But we're joined by Clint Malarchuk. Clint, it's great to have you here. Your first time here for Las Vegas Thunder night. I imagine you're having a lot of fun with your former teammates tonight.
Oh, it's big time. For me, the Thunder, I was a player, then assistant coach, assistant GM, and then the head coach. So I've got a lot of, and then Rod Buskus is here. He was my assistant coach. Guys that I played with. Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
All those roles you had, did you have one that was a favorite when you were here?
You're setting me up, aren't you? A favorite teammate?
No, a favorite role, like coach, GM, assistant.
There's nothing beating playing, as you know.
Right.
To be a player. After that, I think being a head coach is pretty cool. It's very challenging.
Yeah.
You got to go to the rink. You're consumed by. I mean, even up in northern Nevada.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fans of the Golden Knights.
Well, and Clint, I'm glad you said that because the footprint has expanded beyond Vegas, and
Yep.
you live up in the Tahoe area. You just told us before we got on the air here that you go to Tahoe Night Monster games,
Right.
so you're still engaged in hockey up there.
Absolutely, yeah. I've engaged with them. I've talked to. I got one of the coaches a job there, kind of an interview. The hockey's a small world, right? Anyways, So it's cool that I've been watching the farm team for these guys, and now I'm seeing Vikman play, and I've seen his progression. It's cool. Yeah.
Outside of hockey, you've done so many things. You've written books.
I can't read, but I wrote a book. Imagine that.
I like the book, by the way.
Thank you.
So talk about some of the things you're involved with right now.
Well, I do a lot of, I'm a mental health advocate.
Yeah.
I've had, my own challenges. I'm a suicide survivor. I've self-medicated and everything, so I have a purpose to be out there trying to help it. I have co-founded a facility. I'm president of a facility to help players in any sport, not just hockey, but that's kind of our niche.
Right.
It's called the Ranch Teammates for Life, and we're just trying to help people. Because the brain trauma, addiction, things happen. It's not just the players, it's the family. We take anybody. So, yeah, I'm very involved in that. And obviously, I'm in the horse business still. So that keeps the...
You're a horse trader, but look at the stuff you're doing is great stuff.
Yeah.
The Cowboy goalie, and I'll tell you, the impact you've had on the game both in Vegas and elsewhere. Your former teammates, fans here in Vegas, there were a lot of people who were really excited to know that you were going to be here tonight. Great job on the puck drop.
Yep.
And I've already seen a handful of Clint Malarchuk jerseys making their way around the concourse.
Well, you know what? I couldn't stop a puck. I'm glad I could drop one.
You did.
I dropped a lot of them.
I'll tell you what, Clint, again, since there's so many Malarchuk jerseys working their way around the concourse, the fellas are wearing Las Vegas Thunder jerseys jerseys tonight. And if there's anybody who should have one, it's you. So we would like you to take this back with you, but a little bit of Silver Knights Thunder lore just to come full circle. That's for you.
Nice. I love it. I love it. It's going on with my jersey wall.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Go up there and make sure the guys know you got something.
Yeah.
That's Clint Malarchuk, Malarchuk.com, the Cowboy goal. You can find everything that Clint is up to. It's great having you in town, Clint.
Thank you, guys. Great job.
That is Clint Malarchuk. Look at that. He can still do that, I bet. He still has the flexibility. Head to Malarchuk.com. Catch up on all things Clint is doing now.
That was yesterday.
Silver Knights have a 2-1 lead. Back in a few. Well, everybody's talking about the Henderson Silver Knights, and so are we. Join Darren Elliott and I every week for Horsing Around, a Silver Knights podcast. We sit down each week with your favorite players, coaches, experts from around the AHL and NHL worlds. New episodes drop each week on the HSK YouTube channel. Tune in, let us know who you want to hear from this season. Every week, we're Horsing Around. Caught up with Jeff Sharples last week to get ready for Thunder Night. Might have some fun with some Olympic guests in the weeks to come as well. We'll hop out. Stats, highlights still to come.
Through the development of affordable housing, homeownership, education, and neighborhood revitalization. The vision of NHSSN is to build better neighborhoods block by block. Let's give it up for Neighborhood Housing Services of Southern Nevada. If you would like to be featured
Night. Highlights on the way.
Please direct your attention to the silver screen for the second period highlights presented by Tactical Night Vision Company.
Silver Knights are heading back out for the third period with a 2-1 lead over the Tucson Roadrunners. But first, let's take a glance back with what's right on the ice. Our second period highlights presented by Sam & Ash Injury Attorneys, the official injury attorneys of the Silver Knights, because you deserve what's right.
Good forechecking period. Didn't cash in. Meanwhile, at the other end, Jesper Beckman, he didn't have much to do. But oh boy, you still have something to do when you're a goaltender. Clear cut, breakaway. Beautiful work. Left pad save, glove on top, perfect position. And there's a follow-up shot from Connaughton after that as well. Doing his job, even though there hasn't been much volume in the job done. 2-1 lead.
Take a look at the stats, and it has been a very tilted Silver Knights evening. 53-16 are the shot attempts. But for the Silver Knights, as we mentioned, it's still a one-shot game, and they need to keep the pedal down.
And that's, you don't want to cheat to try to extend the lead. If you keep playing the same way on the forecheck, the opportunities will be there. I would say if you get inside the hash marks from the dots, dot to dot inside the hash marks, it's got to go on goal because they've been good at driving the net. The extra pass to that driver hasn't connected all the time.
And meanwhile, on the other side, Darren, again, the Roadrunners only have 7 shots on goal. The fewest shots the Silver Knights have given up in a game this season is 14. But you look at the drivers of offense for the Roadrunners. Ben McCartney had the shorthanded breakaway. Right. We don't discount that. But other than that, some of the bigger names have been largely kept silent tonight. Third period underway. Roadrunners control first. Tullio turns it over at the Henderson line. Silver Knights break in on the left wing with Brabinets. Brabinets curls back, leaves it at the left point. Davies, a shot blocked between the circles. Swept away from harm by Paganski, and now here's Zuber out to center. Over the Henderson line, bounces it wide of Vikman's cage. Davies back for it against McCartney. Now Cormier's over to help. Pressured by Paganski, able to move it up the near wall. Euronin will bump it ahead, and Brabinets gets it out to center. Davies to the red line will dump it deep.
Nice play off the wall by Brabinets. Those are the kind of details that you're looking to improve upon and take that next step.
Silver Knights are in their Las Vegas Thunder jerseys. The jersey auction is over, so congratulations to the winners. Everyone else, sit back and enjoy the third period. Silver Knights going left to right. The Roadrunners in their white Kachina jerseys. They go right to left, the AHL affiliate of the Utah Mammoth. Megna will regroup with Kometz in his own zone. Pass out to center, out of the reach of Hemmerling and all the way down. Icing called as Onyebuchi gets back to it for Tucson.
You bring up that Kachina uniform of the Roadrunners. Very popular with the Phoenix and then Arizona Coyotes. You wonder with the Mammoth and being so brand conscious, will they ever?
Is there a Kachina Mammoth?
Kachina sweater. No, but change the logoing and the color scheme.
The branding?
Yeah. Certainly, Tucson people might not like it. They've been there a long time.
But you're right, the Roadrunners themselves is a reminder of the remnants of the Arizona Coyotes as the puck is banked down into the Tucson zone, and Russo is back for it behind his own net. Trying to get away from Kai Uchaz, who's out to start the third period. Was a little hobbled late in the second, but good to see him out to start the third on time. Kometz wheeling back behind his own net, working up the right wing side and out to center. Kometz still with it over the Tucson line. Now chips and chases into the corner. Tried to center. He was turned away by Zuber. Matika on the right wing. Overskated as Sapovalov tangled him up. Working out of the right wing corner is Cataford. Zuber had the stick grabbed out of his hands. Play is allowed to continue. Left point shot by Setoff goes wide of the net. Allard unable to clear on the near wall. Puck centered. Zuber with no stick, unable to play it. Matika couldn't get it out. Here's Demick out from behind the Tucson net. Demick bumped by Allard, lost the puck, and Nord gets it out to neutral ice. Roadrunners get a partial change. Zuber gets to the bench. As the Silver Knights dump it in again, Villalta slowed it down but couldn't stop it. 2.5 gone, third period. Silver Knights a 2-1 lead. All goals scored in the first period. Kai Uchaz and Sloan Stanek for the Silver Knights, and Andrew Agazino for the Roadrunners. Here's Tullio skating out of his own end, gets to the red line and sends it deep. Davies bumped behind his own net by McCartney, but the loose puck was picked up by Gustafsson. He turned it over on the outlet pass. McCartney drops it high slot. Tullio fires and scores. Silver Knights turned it over, and Ty Tullio, a wrister from high in the zone, finds its way through Vikman. 8 shots on the night for the Roadrunners, but we are tied at 2.
The last thing you wanted to do was spark their attack. How do you do that? Turn the puck over, kept in at the blue line. Everybody thinks it's going the other direction. It isn't. Poor sort out high in the slot. Leaves Tullio all alone. Out between the body and the arm of Vikman.
I'll tell you what, Darren, there aren't offside reviews in the American Hockey League. That was very close.
It really was.
Ty Tullio gets his 7th of the season. It is a 2-2 game. 3 minutes into the third period. Puck chip behind the Tucson net. Villalta plays it up the near side himself. It's bumped to the middle of the ice. Walker will send out to neutral ice, but out of the reach of McGregor. Kometz on the regroup, sends out to center. It's off of Brabinets, and indeed, Villalta will stop it behind the net for Russo. Russo nearly stumbled and had some trouble behind the net, but now he escapes with the puck. Sends out to center. McGregor bumped in front of the penalty boxes. Agazino over to help. Now in the left wing, Walker will work in against Megna. Backhands to the far corner. Connaughton is in deep. Gave it away below the goal line. Kometz. D-to-D. Megna on the right wing. Lots of room to skate. He'll rumble to the red line and he'll send it all the way down. Before we get too far removed from it, Darren, just to remark again, what a terrific conversation with Clint Malarchuk, who's had such a great impact on the game for the last parts of 40 years in honesty. Zuber's right point shot was blocked to the far wall, and it slides out to center. Simashev will go back in his own zone to get it, chased by Hemmerling. Hemmerling staying on Simashev, tried to backhand it out. He hit the referee, and the rebound off of the referee found Zuber, who snaps it out In front of the penalty boxes at center, where Demick takes it away for Henderson. Demick, a centering pass, was picked off by Paganski. Quick regroup. Simashev sends all the way down. Foot race for the puck, and a whistle for an icing as Hickey just got there ahead of Ricketts.
Well, there's no AHL replay for offside, but the truck was telling me that it did not come out, so it was onside.
And because of that, Ty Tullio gets the goal. His 7th of the season from Ben McCartney and Austin Paganski at 2:56 of the 3rd period. Point shot by Hickey was blocked. Silver Knights stay on it near half wall. Demick got back to the blue line. Another shot by Hickey was deflected wide of the net. Setoff will rim it around to the near corner. Demick takes a hit there from Simashev, protects the puck. Demick, wrist shot, save Villalta through traffic. And Simashev will rim it up the far boards, bouncing puck past Setoff down into the Henderson zone. Tullio's going to get to it first, and a shot blockered away by Vikman. Just over 5 minutes gone, 3rd period, tied at 2. Shots are 25-9 for the Silver Knights. McCartney gets to the red line. He'll backhand it in. Vikman stops it behind his own net. Walker in on the forecheck. Davies avoids him, sends out to center. McGregor there to take it away. In come the Roadrunners, left wing. Agazino, a drive save. Vikman, big rebound. It was put back towards the net by McGregor, but blocked as Cormier skates it free. Cormier in the neutral zone. Turned it over. Gustafsson follows up and dumps it in. I mentioned you don't want to spark the Roadrunner attack, and the Roadrunners have a little life in this 3rd period. Matika will dump it behind the net and go after it. Getting some help from Nord below the goal line. Out to the left point. Here's Connaughton, wrist shot wide of the net. Down for the right point. Russo kept it deep. Euronin then sends it near side. And McLean in the neutral zone will hack it in deep. Russo up the right wing side. Allard was knocked down, turned the puck over. Rabinets. Left corner, Euronin. He's knocked down trying to feed the slot. Physicality picking up in this 3rd period. Euronin winds it behind the Tucson net. Connaughton protects the puck. Gives it ahead for Allard. Allard is harassed by Hallam, but Connaughton's able to chip it clear, and Nord will send it deep. Penalty upcoming. It's going to be against the Silver Knights as Megna makes the touch. It's going to be a hooking call. 6:40 into the 3rd period. The Roadrunners have tied it at 2. They head to the man advantage when we return as Jackson Hallam takes a seat.
True that Lee's Liquor owns more locations than any other liquor store in the Valley? Is it true that Lee's has the widest selection and best prices? Is it true that when you scan the QR code at checkout, you get exclusive discounts at all Lee's Family Forum events?
Right side, Bowman looking, side of the net for McLean. Backhander scores!
That's what I'm talking about, House Citizen. Keep that noise going, that was the detail.
Tie game in the 3rd period. Roadrunners going to the power play. Jackson Hallam doing a nice job on the forecheck. Nice job there, and then just a little too much force. Called for hooking. Big penalty kill here by the Silver Knights.
Second power play of the night for the Roadrunners. They are 0 for 1 thus far. Darren and I did a little process of elimination during the commercial break. Had a chance to go back on the topic. Julian Lutz left the game injured in the second period, didn't return. We mentioned there's another body missing from the Tucson bench. We believe is Sam Lipkin. We don't believe we've seen Lipkin for, well, quite some time now. So, update we can give you.
10 forwards. Worked out well for them.
Roadrunner power play has Simashev, Perunovic, Agazino, Walker, and McCartney as Agazino races through center. Into the offensive zone, gave a right wing for Walker, pulls up at the half wall, harassed by Sapovalov, who bats it out to center. And Simashev will go back to his own blue line to get it. Perunovic on the attack, left wing, banks it behind the Henderson net. Megna back for it. Put up the far wall for Cataford, but it was in his skates. He couldn't get it out, and Simashev takes it away. Center point, Perunovic. Left side, Agazino. Across, Simashev. Bobbled the puck. He'll reset. Center point, Perunovic. 1:05 on the power play. Agazino. Here's a bump in front. McCartney. Pass didn't get there. Good stick by Megna. McCartney back to the blue line. Simashev. Right point, Perunovic working down towards the right wing corner. Back up top, Simashev. Left side, Agazino. Back for Simashev. He'll leave it, center point, Perunovic. Simashev, one-timer. Save made with the right pan by Vikman.
Bump set in volleyball for Simashev.
Oh, the 6'5" guy's the one you would set for that situation.
Exactly.
Side of the net, Walker rims it right through the blue paint out the other side. Now Agazino has it near half wall. 30 seconds left on the power play, which has been the majority held in the Henderson zone. Right point, Perunovic walking into the far circle. Give and go with Walker in the corner. Perunovic, Walker side of the net, looking towards the blue paint. He's forced back to the outside. Good pressure from Komets. This is Perunovic right point, 10 seconds on the power play. Simashev looking for a lane, nowhere to go. Left corner, Agazino. Across, Perunovic fires blocked. Good sliding play by Cataford. Out of the box is Hallam. We're back to 5-on-5. Perunovic still has it in the zone. Left circle, leaves it back up top. Roadrunner power play is 0 for 2. Simashev stripped of the puck by Hallam, and he flips it clear. Good penalty kill for the Silver Knights. McCartney's back in on the left wing side. Drops in the left circle for Tullio. Back into the left circle. Pagansky, a shot missed the net. Tullio far half wall, protecting it in his skates. Nearing the midway point of the third period. Puck behind the Henderson net. Pagansky protecting the trapezoid from Hickey. Gets help from McGregor. Out to the left point. Zuber floats it down the boards. It was gloved down by Sapovalov. Backhanded, but not out. Zuber dumps it deep again. Hickey banks it off the far wall. That doesn't get out. High slot, Hallam takes over. Now Hickey will send out to center. Silver Knights finally get it clear. And now it's picked up in the neutral zone. Hallam will gain the red line, dump it in. Silver Knights will get a wholesale change they badly needed.
Good kill, led into another shift of zone time, though, by the Roadrunners. Hallam was fresh when he got out of the penalty box, not so much when he got to the bench.
Roadrunners have nearly doubled their shot total through the first two periods here in the third. Here's Zuber breaking in left wing. Tried to toe drag to the middle. Puck was poked off his stick. Good play by Davies. And now Euronin with room to roam up the left wing side. Gets through center. Caught from behind by Matika. He's pulled down. Penalty upcoming. And the whistle sounds. Matika with a chicken wing on Euronin on the far wall. Hauled him down. Silver Knights head to the power play.
Finally gets some puck possession through the neutral zone. Euronin hauled down Matika. Matika to the box.
Michelle K. Congratulations, Michelle, and thank you for being a responsible driver. Next reminder, the 52-48 winner will be announced tomorrow in the third period. Good luck to y'all. Voucher package still available even after the holidays. Purchase 20 or more, receive an exclusive replica House Henderson jersey. Hurry up before the promotion ends. Visit the ticketing table outside section 19 for more information.
go, third period, tied at 2. The Silver Knights to the power play as Mikko Matika goes off for holding. Shots on goal in the third period. Silver Knights have not registered one. Roadrunners have tied the game. They've made a push. And for the Silver Knights, Darren, this power play a chance not only to take a lead, but to get their offensive legs going again.
You just want to make sure you're making good decisions with the puck. Make sure once you get it set up, you don't overcomplicate things.
Matika off for tripping, correct myself. Silver Knights, their 5th power play. They are 1 for 4. Here's Cormier racing in right wing side, wide on Connaughton. Played it behind the net. Knocked down there by Russo. Russo couldn't get a clean handle on it. Connaughton will take over, and he'll send it 200 feet. Silver Knights have Uchas, Hemmerling, Cormier, Brabinets, and Demick on this unit. Hemmerling dangling through center, gets over the Tucson line. Left side for Brabinets. Silver Knights will set up. Left corner Hemmerling, left half wall Brabinets. Uchas back to the point. Here's Cormier. In the left wing corner Hemmerling, back up top Cormier. Top of the right circle Brabinets. Center point Cormier, wrist shot blocked, deflects high off the glass. Zuber and Uchas tied up, penalty upcoming, it's going to be against Zuber. And the touch is made. Zuber got his stick in on the hands on Uchas. The Silver Knights are going to have a 5-on-3. And Max Zuber is very displeased with referee Nick Isaacson.
There was on a shot that was high and wide. Just trying to set up a puck battle. 55 just into the boards. Got it up on the hands. A little bit of a stick jack. Timeout taken. And I'm sure it's Silver Knights trying to draw something up. Now you really can't. You can see teams sometimes 5-on-3. The other team will let you pass it around the outside all day long. Press down from the blue line so you're inside maybe the City of Henderson logo. That should be where your point men are. But get inside down at the top of the crease.
That was Brent Kissio talking to his unit. Silver Knights have scored 3 5-on-3 goals this season. They are 3 for 14 on the 2-man advantage. They'll have a minute of 5-on-3 time here before Mikko Matika can return. Brabinets, Demick, Uchas, Cormier, and Davies on this 5-on-3 as Davies comes out in place of where Ben Hemmerling would ordinarily be. Off the face-off, Silver Knights control. Right point Davies, left point Cormier. Cormier into the corner for Uchas. Drifting high above the circles, Uchas waiting, now right point for Davies. 45 seconds of the 5-on-3. Bottom of the right circle. Puck sent back up by Brabinets. Surveying is Davies in the high slot. Wrist shot blocked in front. Brabinets stopped by Villalta. And the rebound went behind the net. Initial shot hit Demick in front, spilled to the side of the net. Brabinets couldn't sneak it in. Silver Knights stay on it. Demick out of the corner. High slot Davies passing his skates. Silver Knights reset. Right circle, here's Cormier. Uchas bumps it up top. 20 seconds of the 5-on-3. Left corner, Uchas walks above the dots. Now for Davies. Right dot, Cormier. Center point, Davies. Left side, Uchas. No shooting lane. Now Davies fires. He missed the net. Off the right wing boards, Cormier into the slot. Uchas fires it wide. Out of the box is Matika. It's now a 5-on-4. Cormier down low. Brabinets sped it across, and Uchas hit the post. Puck caroms out to the right point. Brabinets held it in. Threw it rink wide. Cormier keeps it deep. Connaughton going back for it. Villalta's lost his stick. He's trying to tell Connaughton. Connaughton doesn't hear him. Villalta has no stick. Silver Knights have it. Here's your Rodin scores. Ronan, it's a power play goal, and the Silver Knights have a 3-2 lead.
They upped the urgency. It got to 5-on-4. Connaughton tried to force it up the boards. It doesn't get out. The goaltender's without his stick. There's a failed attempt to get it. There's 44 coming up the boards. The support from his teammates And then who comes up with this puck on the short? Ronan, because Walton didn't have his goal stick, much more susceptible right there between the pads. Ronan with the go-ahead goal.
Well, you mentioned the big reaction from Kai Uchas in the first period, snapping a drought. Tuomas Joronen the same. His first goal in 22 games, and it's a big one with 7.5 to play.
Really like the urgency, though, on the puck retrievals. Mostly at that, once it went to 5-on-4.
Silver Knights back in front, 7:15 remaining, 3-2. As a pass out to the neutral zone was cut off at the Henderson line by Kometz. Megna will backtrack in his own end. Out to center as Cataford. Over the Tucson line. Cataford, a shot is blocked with a whistle. Silver Knights are offside.
It's good seeing a couple guys get on the score sheet here tonight that hadn't scored in a while. Uchas and Joronen.
Tuomas Joronen is 8th of the season, a power play goal unassisted at 12:33 of the third period. Roadrunners will send out to center. Nord chips into the Henderson zone. He's cut off by Setoff. And Stanek out to center so that it can be laid in by Hemmerling. Gustafsson on the forecheck. Simashev able to avoid him and get out to center. Hickey knocked it down, but he couldn't get it deep. Puck still in front of the penalty boxes. Now it's brought ahead on the right wing by Stanek. Stanek driving the net. He's bumped off the puck by Perunovic. Now a turnover in front. Gustafsson had it, then knocked off his stick as Allard recovered. Ricketts will get to the red line, back in it deep, and the Roadrunners change.
Gustafsson and Stanek have had good games here tonight. All ups from Tahoe.
Silver Knights regroup as Hickey sends out to center. Here's Brabenitz right wing over the Tucson line. He lost the handle on it, taken away, and quick transition for Tullio. His left wing, McCartney will chip it in. Tullio will chase after it. Left wing corner. Kometz escapes with the puck. Sends all the way down the ice. Foot race for it. Hallen's going to get there first, so Villalta comes out to play it. Does so nicely out to center as McCartney will work over the Henderson line. Drops it off for Zuber. Side of the net. Tullio jammed on goal. Save made by Vikman. And the rebound swept out of harm's way by Sapovalov, but again, not out of the zone. Roadrunners in the midst of a change, so Megna can clear, but Walker fires it back in. Now Kometz with a little bit of room. He'll regroup with Megna. Kometz, right side, into the zone, Sapovalov. Now Demick in the high slot. Tried to find Joronen near side. Pass went behind him. Demick gets it out to the blue line. Cormier, left point. Davies, a shot punched away by Villalta, and the rebound swept out of the zone. 5 minutes remaining, third period. Puck chipped over the Tucson line. Sapovalov on the near wall battling against Perunovic, but a whistle, it's offside. 4:45 remaining, third period. Tuomas Joronen breaking through. The Silver Knights have the lead late.
Hey Silver Knights fans, I'm Brian McCormick. Everyone's talking about the Silver Knights, and so are we. Join Darren Elliott and I each week on Horsin' Around, a Silver Knights podcast. We'll sit down each week with your favorite players and learn what makes them tick both on and off the ice, and we'll catch up with experts from around the AHL and NHL hockey worlds. We'll have some fun too. A new episode drops each week, available on the Silver Knights YouTube channel, so join us each week, because Darren and I will be right here, horsing around.
4:45 remaining, third period. Silver Knights have a 3-2 lead on Las Vegas Thunder Knights. You know, the Las Vegas Thunder and the Phoenix Roadrunners used to play all the time during the IHL days. Fans being treated to a fun one here. There you see, there's the Thunder alumni suite. The Clint Malarchuk with his cowboy hat, talking to Rod Buskus. They're an identifiable group, aren't they, Darren?
They are. And quite a, as Clint said, and as we know, hockey community, small, tight-knit. Those guys are in particular, for good reason.
And of course, some other great alumni who could not join us tonight. Here's Hemmerling with a takeaway. Uchaz a shot, save Halalta. And the rebound steered out of play. And McCartney put a shoulder into Uchaz. Uchaz going back at McCartney. And I think McCartney, I'm not sure he might get getting a penalty on the play.
The referee's arm is up.
McCartney's being sent to the box. Kai Uchaz is a little shaken up on the hit, but
the left side of the screen, charging is the call. Could have been a lot of things. Came from distance, but you don't see that very often called charging.
Maybe an elbow.
Elbow for sure. Regardless, it was a penalty. Kind of another unnecessary penalty taken by the Roadrunners. And dangerous too. Kind of a dirty play.
4:20 left in regulation time. Silver Knights have the lead, so not only could they add to it, they have a pretty good stranglehold on the clock the rest of the way in this third period. Silver Knights have it, right circle. Brabenitz sends it side of the net, banked off the side of the net by Demick. Halalta kept it out. In the near corner, Brabenitz escapes with it behind the net. McCartney in the box for charging. 4 minutes remaining. Cormier right point. He's cross-checked down to the ice by Pagansky. Fans want to call, but none coming as Cormier regathers at his own blue line. Cormier, Uchaz, Brabenitz, Demick, and Hemmerling on this man advantage. As the puck cleared all the way down by McGregor. And a whistle as the puck went up into the Henderson bench. Right now, the Tucson bench, they're arguing for too many men. I'm not sure if the puck went up into the bench, Darren, or if it hit someone who was working their way through the door, which usually is blown down as puck in the bench just the same.
Right, especially if they're close enough to the bench for a change, but that they're convening right now.
Face-off is going to be in front of the Henderson bench. A minute 10 left on the McCartney minor.
It is always dangerous when the puck comes towards the bench during a line change. Too many men can often be called.
Second power play on the ice for Henderson as Stanek chipped it up into the Tucson bench to stop play. Stanek, McLean, Davies, Euronin, and Sapovalev. Again, as we mentioned, some wonderful alumni we have tonight. There are some big players in the Las Vegas Thunder story who could not join us tonight. Patrice Lefebvre, Ken Quinney, just name a couple. Ken Quinney, of course, still local.
Yep.
His son Gage, a Silver Knight for the first 5 years of their existence.
Still has the lead, I believe, in goals, assists, and points from the franchise.
He does indeed. Here's Euronin from the right wing. He fires and scores! Have a 4-2 lead.
Do we have anybody else on the roster whose last name starts with a U? Uchaz with a goal, Euronin with 2. Let's hope that'll do with 3:13 remaining. Good neutral zone regroup. Kind of sleepy by the Roadrunners, but a perfect shot nonetheless by Euronin. Long side, off the iron and in.
3 power play goals on the night for the Silver Knights, 2 of them belonging to Tuomas Euronin. As the Silver Knights have a 2-goal lead with just over 3 minutes to play. Shots are 30-13 for the Silver Knights. I'll tell you what, Darren, the Roadrunners hung in this game. The Silver Knights took a while to get some distance, but this is a scoreboard that really does reflect how the night has played out for the most part.
And here we go.
Off the center ice face-off, McCartney and Mitch McLean. And McLean goes down to the ice, and absolutely, Mitch McLean figured the 2 minutes served for the UChaz hit was not enough.
Again, it's the right thing, and Mitch McLean knows what the right thing is in all situations, especially when it comes to pugilism.
And a scoreboard that allows for it too. Silver Knights with a 2-goal cushion now.
Well, and he made sure that he wasn't going to take an extra penalty there. And we wondered why they were having a hard time dropping the puck. It's because they were John. So sets up for Kids Day, which is tomorrow's theme. But lots of activity, maybe some of it not necessarily for kids.
These kids will be getting street hockey sets, but no gloves to drop come in that set.
They come with like the mitten strings, so you can just drop them, but they don't hit them.
That's right. Tethers.
But again, McLean calling out McCartney, making sure there wasn't an extra 2, and did what he had to do.
Tuomas Joronen is second of the night, his 9th of the season for Mitch McLean and Jeremy Davies at 16:47. So we stay 5-on-5 after the scrap.
Roadrunners with their goalie pulled.
And also 2 scraps on the night for Mitch McLean. Paul Montana Onyebuchi in the first period. Ben McCartney in the third. Here's Perunovic, right point. Simashev, left point. Back across for Perunovic. Puck thrown across. Roadrunner net is empty with Volta on the bench. Simashev, long shot, scores. Dmitry Simashev from the left point, a long wrister through traffic. And the Roadrunners with the extra skater pull back within 1.
Simashev seemed to just put that towards goal, looking for chaos off a deflection, screen, tip, anything. But it found the back of the net somehow, eluding Vikman.
Heels on the blue line, Simashev swinging from the tips. And Vikman not able to track that through the maze of legs in front of him. Dmitry Simashev gets his 6th of the season. He now has points in 13 of the 19 games he has played this season. Volta's back in his net, and he plays this one behind his own cage for Simashev. It's a 1-goal game with 2:15 to play. Off to the bench goes Volta again. From the right wing, Pagansky a shot. That's shrugged off by Vikman. Pagansky again plays one towards the front. That was picked off. Looking towards the empty net, Hemmerling sends out to center, but it's picked off by Walker. 2 minutes left on the clock. Roadrunners with the extra skater as Agazino rims it deep. Puck pops into the slot area. UChaz whirls towards the empty net, but it's all the way down but wide. An icing call against the Silver Knights as Simashev back for it.
See if the Roadrunners take their timeout.
Silver Knights used theirs prior to the 5-on-3. And of course, the conundrum for Steve Potvin is, do you want to take this opportunity to draw something up with your net empty, or do you want to try to keep the Silver Knights tired group working?
He's opting for that. Not a bad select. Now they're calling. They're just waiting.
Potvin does call his timeout. He only had 5 guys out there for the draw, so you figured the timeout was coming.
It's kind of wasted time, though, because it's not like he accomplished anything in delaying.
If anything, you gave him more of a rest.
Right.
But I guess if you know you're going to take your timeout, you don't worry too much about it. That's going to happen either way. As Zach Stortini is the assistant coach for the Roadrunners at the marker board. Meanwhile, Jamie Heward has his group gathered around. Dmitry Simashev gets his 6th of the season from from Sammy Walker and Andrew Agazzino at 17:33 of the third period.
And that's 6'5", and the reach that allows. Puck was just barely kept in again. And as you said, he was on his heels, flung it towards the net, and found the back. How it missed everybody, a mystery. So work to be done here.
Face-off coming to the right of Jesper Vikman. 6-on-5 for the Roadrunners with the net empty. Agazzino wins the draw back. Left point, Perunovic. Right point, Simashev. Now Perunovic. Give and go on the left side with Walker. Left wing half wall for Walker. Perunovic. Right point, Simashev. A minute and a half to play. Perunovic, long shot deflected to the corner. Agazzino on right side. Simashev right point. Drifts to the middle. Looking for a lane. Now right side. Agazzino, a shot blocked. Simashev has it. His shot deflected wide. Left point now, Perunovic. Pulls it to the middle. Near half wall for Walker. He'll drift high in the zone. Walker across for Perunovic, right point. Perunovic walks back to the middle. Looking for a lane. Now Simashev. 1 minute left in regulation time. Simashev, left point. Left corner for Walker. Walker pressured. Got it back to the blue line. Simashev, right point, Perunovic. Roadrunners are patient, but time winding down. Agazzino, right wing half wall. 45 seconds to play. Simashev, wrist shot blocked in front. Loose puck picked up by Stanek. He'll lift it high in the air and out to center. And Perunovic gloves it back in his own zone. And now a penalty upcoming. It's going to be against Ben Hemmerling. Hemmerling sticking on the hands of Perunovic. It's going to be a high sticking call against Hemmerling, and with 30 seconds to play, the Roadrunners head to the power play.
2 minutes. Stick clipped, Perunovic. Pressure being applied. Now the pressure's really going to be applied.
And this is a moment you can see Steve Potvin having a word with the referee. I'm sure part of that is there's something he wants to know, but the other part of that is the Roadrunners already used their timeout. He's giving Zach Stortini a moment to talk to a couple of guys what they want to do on this draw.
In on the forecheck, tried for the stick lift. Reaction led to that reaction.
Roadrunner power play 0 for 2, 6-on-4 with the net empty. 25 seconds left to play. Simashev right circle. Center point Perunovic. Back for Simashev. Wrist shot save. Vikman. Rebound. Picked up by Brabenitz. Fires all the way down to the empty net but wide. Silver Knights are shorthanded and they blew an icing whistle. Mistake by the linesman. They blew an icing whistle. He didn't realize it was a shorthanded situation. The faceoff will come to center ice, but for the Roadrunners, that stops the clock.
Stops the clock, but they had possession. So, center ice faceoff isn't all bad.
No.
It's an error, though, that shouldn't happen. But they do from time to time.
Faceoff will be at center ice. That's, well, they're discussing it, but that's where they're going to put it. 12 seconds remain on the clock.
Over there now, they might be adding.
Might be putting some time back.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if you do that when the clock shouldn't have stopped in the first place.
Well, just unless it overran.
For sure.
Be the only reason.
But how particular are we being here?
Well, pretty particular because it's already an error. They got both benches in an uproar.
Right. Well, and Zach Stortini is using this as a de facto timeout. He just brought his group over because they're going to have to do something pretty efficient off this center ice draw. The officials are looking at the tablet, and you're right there. It's got to be time.
Right. But as you mentioned, really? I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, I agree with you. The precision matters. The whistle blows. You got to find the time where the whistle blows. I agree. It just it's a little tongue-in-cheek when, well, if the whistle shouldn't happen in the first place, maybe you owe them that 1.3.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's. Well, we're going to find out what a better play would have been. Let them have full possession and a rush up the ice.
Right.
Or a static from center ice. Oh my goodness.
They're taking a long look at this. Both referees, Alex Gagne and Nick Isaacson.
And the other side of this, exciting finish, exciting hockey game, back and forth. This is not what the fans really deserve.
On the other side, though, on Las Vegas Thunder night, Chandler Blanchard runs the arena show. He had a lot of 90s music prepared, so he's emptying the arsenal now. They did not put any time back on the clock. It still says 12.2.
Great job.
And the face-off is going to be at center ice. Villalta, of course, remains on the Tucson bench. 4-3 Silver Knights lead. Center ice face-off. Pagansky wins it back. Perunovic fires it all the way down. This should be icing, and it is. Roadrunners are trying to slingshot play off the center ice face-off, but they lost the race. It's an icing whistle. And with 7 seconds remaining, the face-off comes back to the Tucson zone. Villalta back into the net, and that should just about do it.
Interesting zone entry with only 12 seconds, because even if there's not an icing, which is the best case scenario, it's going to be a scrum in the corner.
Right. So face off to Villalta's right. Silver Knights looking to kill 7 seconds to pick up 2 points. Off the face off, a false start on the draw, and we'll try it again. As we have this basketball-like ending, we remind you that the Harlem Globetrotters are coming to Lee's Family Forum in February. They'll try it again. Brabinet's on the draw for the Silver Knights.
The wide left formation.
Right now, the linesmen, the officials have a problem with where Sapovalov is lined up, and I don't understand why that is. Puck is dropped. Silver Knights control. Megna plays it back to center, and they bleed out the clock. 2 seconds and 1. This one's over. 2 power play goals in the third period for Columbus Hero and end up the difference. And the Silver Knights are 4-3 winners on Thunder night.
Outstanding start to the hockey game. Awkward finish in terms of getting to the final buzzer, but a great finish as well in terms of the 2 power play goals you just mentioned.
Well, a little bit bizarre at the end, but the Silver Knights will gladly take 2 points. They now move within 2 points of the Roadrunners for the final playoff spot in the Pacific. Silver Knights salute the Thunder fans as they pick up their 17th win of the season, and they complete the first half of the season 17, 14, and 5. We'll step out. Post-game coverage to follow. Brian McCormick, Darren Elliott here with you. Silver Knights 4-3 winners on Thunder night.
January 24th, 2026, I do declare victory over House What's going on, Silver Knights fans? Troy Gallo here with Kai Yu Chaz. Kai, that was a big win, big third period. What clicked in that period to get this win tonight?
Yeah, we were going in the period tied. We knew we had to get one there, take the lead, and we did on the power play. Tommy came up with this too.
You let a roar out after that one too. It was great. Obviously tonight was you guys were firing 31 shots on net.